At Terry and Steve Ruqus' house at 205 or 2005 Oak Street in Melbourne Beach. As you can see, I made a bunch of notes up on the roof. I figured that I would do a quick video just so you get to hear and see everything that I find as I find it. I think you'll find that it's super helpful. The first thing I noticed, even before getting off the ladder, was a few things. The first, if you look in the gutters, you can literally see there's literally a ½ inch or an inch thick of granules that have washed off the shingles over time and have landed in the gutters, and it's made this kind of like mud. The granules, in every sense of the word, are the sunblock for your roof. So when you lose the granules, all the protective chemicals in the asphalt shingles start to leach out, and the shingles start to become extraordinarily brittle, just like saltine crackers. So in conjunction with the brittleness, once you lose the bond, the adhesive bond between the back of the shingle and the roof itself, it's just going to keep flopping around until it eventually breaks off due to the brittleness. So this here is a perfect example of lift up. You can see the debris that's underneath of it. It's been there forever. Water's getting in around the nail holes, and that's why you're getting a soft wood, wet wood around the house. So I'll talk more about that in a second. So you have granule loss, you have the lifted up shingle. So yeah, it's definitely time for a new roof sooner, much more sooner rather than later. The other note real quick is just an observation about the gutters. They're in decent shape, but there's definitely some problems. Just let me know whether, well, typically what we do is we just gently pull the gutters away. We get the new drip edge onto the roof, and then we can gently put the gutters back, typically without even dropping them to the ground. But just let me know whether that's the plan or whether you want us to remove and dispose of the gutters based on the age. Getting up on the roof. The other thing that I noticed right away is you see all these black marks up here. Well, those are pitting or pit marks. Basically, that's in the heat of the summertime, the shingles are blistering, heating up, blistering, and popping, and that is a clear textbook illustration of overheating. So there really is a dramatic effect or problem with the heat in the attic. You have this nice hip style roof that looks like a pyramid or multiple pyramids, and you got these tiny little ridge vents. And I guess we can all speculate that the previous owners were aware of that too, and that's when they installed the little UFO vent. That thing is so tiny, it probably did only, oh, I just thought of something. I'll show you when I get over there. It didn't do any good, and I'll tell you why in a second. You have some repairs over here, and then as I started walking this way, right here, you could literally walk right through your roof right here. It's that bad. But not to worry, with your new roof, you get 100 square feet of plywood replacement with your roof. That 100 square feet is typically more than enough for most homes. I'm guessing you're gonna be right around 100 square feet at the most, because there are some other areas, maybe 200 square feet. It's $65 a sheet. There might be $200, $300 of plywood, I'm guessing. But you could probably even see how crazy soft that is right there. We're gonna reboot the power mast. Just let me know what you're doing with the DirecTV dish. We'll gladly remove and dispose of it. If you are by chance using it, then your homework assignment within the next 4 weeks, because that's how long it'll take for us to get here to do your new roof, is to just call DirecTV and have it pole masted in the yard. So obviously you have problems here. This guy here, diverter, is called a cricket, and I can't express how important it is that that's done correctly. Reflashing, rebuild that entirely. This guy appears to be in, well, it's got a few holes. I can see why you have some patches up here. Just wanted you to make aware of that. This is the old-timey solar vent that's underneath here, but I just realized something when I was talking to you up there, that this is installed improperly, and the reason why is because you have a solar ventilation and you have the old-timey passive ridge vent. So rather than this pulling heat from all far reaches of the attic, it's just sucking fresh air from here, and that's called a short circuit, just like that. So anytime that you have the proper solar ventilation, you get rid of these passive old-timey ridge vents, and when you install this over there, or the big one that I'll show you, that's going to pull the heat from all far reaches of the attic through the soffits, fresh air, and then that's going to exhaust the heat out. That's the correct way of doing it, not this way. Real quick, I don't know where your 2 bathroom locations are, but that's a bathroom vent for like the sink or the tub or the toilet. And then Terry mentioned about installing for an exhaust fan. And so that's a gooseneck style vent. There's one over there that's kind of a large one, but that's my illustration of a gooseneck vent. By the way, the only vent that I recommend, the solar vent, is called Attic Breeze Solar Ventilation. And I'm going to include the hyperlink to the website itself. I'm a huge fan of that. So when somebody asks about solar ventilation, I only direct them to Attic Breeze Solar Vent. 1 unit will handle up to 3,000 square feet, which is plenty for this size house. And then that's my illustration of the other solar vent. Real quick, 20 seconds. Allow me to talk about how we're going to do your roof correctly for you. We already talked about this. Forgive my obvious metal example here, but it's really not the top layer that's so as important as all the layers underneath. So if you would imagine with me, we're going to remove all the shingles, get down to the bare plywood roof. We're going to inspect that bare plywood roof for anything remotely bad, like that really bad area, that bad. There was a few other ones as well too, and I can only imagine there's something going on here. You get 100 square feet with your new roof. One of the 2 hurricane upgrade building codes. The first one says re-nail your plywood to your roof trusses. The code says every 6 inches, we go every 4 to 5 inches. So we're gonna double, triple the number of nails holding your plywood to your roof trusses. And then probably the most important feature is that we're gonna install what's called waterproof barrier. Maybe you've heard of the term peel and stick. Every inch of this bare plywood roof is gonna be covered in waterproof barrier. And then we're gonna put your Certainteed Landmark Series shingles over top of that. As a company, this is our preferred shingle. 99% of all of our jobs are Certainteed Landmark Series shingles. Yeah, that's kind of your quick